Good morning. Happy Thursday. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? That was an old adage that we used to say back when we did goal setting workshops, and it became kind of such a cliche that everybody kind of stopped using it because you heard it all over the place. And it's too bad because it was very, very effective. What happens when you ask yourself that question? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Well, it takes away fear, right? If we don't write something down on our goal, it's because we're getting caught up in the tyranny of how, as Tony Robbins puts it, meaning instead of asking ourselves why we want to do that, why it's so important to us, we start thinking about how are we going to do that, and then we start going, well, we got to get practical, we got to get realistic. Well, the problem with being practical and realistic is it doesn't necessarily motivate you. If you don't wake up in the morning excited about what you're going to do that day, well, then you don't have a compelling future. And if you think about being practical, that's when you're not going to have a compelling future. And remember, we're doing one of two things all the time. We're either growing or we're dying. It's one or the other. So if you don't have a compelling future, you're not going to get up in the morning excited. You're not going to get motivated. You're not going to be ready to go. I mean, if you don't feel excited, that means that your goals are impotent. So asking yourself that question, what would you try and do if you knew you couldn't fail, helps you tap into that part of you that you really want to utilize. When I do goal setting workshops, one of the things that I talk to the people about is inevitably as we start writing things down, there'll be somebody that you can see in their body language. They kind of go, and if I get a chance, I'll stop and I'll say, okay, what was it that you wanted to write down, that you just decided? You can see that they decided practically in their head that they're not going to do it. And it'll be something like take piano lessons, learn to play the guitar, learn to paint, learn to sing, whatever. It'll be something like that. And they'll go, that's not practical. I don't have the time. I've got kids. But here's the thing. There's part of them that has always wanted to do that. And if they don't tap into that part of them, they're denying themselves that experience. And there's a part of them that doesn't open up. It isn't just about guitar or singing or ballroom dancing or whatever. Learning to do that will open up a part of them that they didn't know existed. And there'll be a freedom, there'll be a joy, there'll be a happiness that comes along with learning that particular skill that's going to carry over into other things. They'll learn something in singing or ballroom dancing or painting that they then utilize elsewhere. It'll create a balance. It'll create a creativity. It'll open up a new dimension of them that'll be useful through their entire life. It'll also excite them. That'll be something that they look forward to. They get up in the morning and they'll go, when I get this done, then I get to go do this. So asking yourself that question, what would you try and do if you knew you couldn't fail, is a way to tap into those things that you really want in your heart. It is a way to tap into that drive. There's a driving force inside of all of us that once unleashed can make any dream a reality, anything. And that's proven again and again and again by humans. From the famous guys like Walt Disney and Rocky and Elon Musk to people that you don't know who have accomplished equally amazing things in their own lives, whether it's overcoming adversity, whether it's overcoming illness, whatever it is. When the mind gets excited, when you tap into that part of you, that essence, that drive, that hunger, it unleashes this ability to accomplish whatever. So don't limit yourself by being practical. Being practical is dying. Being practical is never going to give you the drive that you want to accomplish the things that you want. Being impractical will give you talents and skills and drive and hunger that will allow you to accomplish the practical in a much easier fashion. So ask yourself the question, what would you try and do if you knew you couldn't fail? And then write it down, and then set a date, and then go after it. That's going to get you up in the morning. That's going to get you excited, and that's going to make accomplishing the other goals that much easier. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.